Yo, what's going on, guys? Versal here, and today we're going to be going over a card from the most recent core set, and that is the Horned Brute Carnovorus. It's a new dinosaur card, and this card is a huge boost to the Jurrac deck. I'm not sure if any other deck's going to really play it, but I feel like this card was designed with Jurrac in mind for sure. So this card gives Jurrac some different things it can do as far as comboing goes and OTK potential, and it just makes everything you do with the Jurrac combos just a little cleaner, and it allows you to kind of do some of the same things while also getting a slightly higher ceiling at the same time. But it allows you to do some of these things without playing certain cards. Like there's combos where you don't need to use Volcano in order to get where you need to be, and there's combos where you only use Aeolo's revive effect one time, so you can potentially play one Aeolo. So it's a few different things that this card enables, and it just kind of makes the deck flow just better in general. But yeah, we'll go over what the card does. I'll show you guys 3 different combos that utilize it, and then we'll go from there. But before I get into all that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, definitely do that now. Drop a like, comment, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. It all helps me out a lot. And if you're interested in this dinosaur playmat or these sleeves, check out finalsaga.de. And if you decide to buy anything, use my code VERSAL5 for 5% off your order. Anything you buy using the code helps support the channel directly, so definitely check them out. I'll leave a link in the description. So we'll just go over what this card does first off. It's a level 6 fire dinosaur synchro and is also a tuner. And it requires a tuner and a non-tuner, so it is generic. And it has a couple of different effects. First one, during the main phase or battle phase, you can quick effect immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon a dinosaur monster using this card you control. So you can use this sometimes in your combos going first. Cool thing you can do is chain this to like an Oviraptor effect and then bring it back. So that comes up in some of the combos. And then going second, you can use this to just hit for some damage and then quick synchro into like an Astero. And that's 2,500 more damage. And then in tandem with its second effect, when a monster declares an attack, you can special summon a dinosaur monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions, and then you're locked from specialist summoning, except dinosaurs. After that, so that can be good to help get more damage on field as well. You can also summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno with this, just to like keep 2 dinosaurs in your grave, as opposed to just summoning UCT like naturally. It's just something that can potentially, come up. But yeah, those are the 2 effects. They're both once per turn. And cool thing about this is, since it is a tuner, you can actually bring it back off the meteor effect. So before, you only really had like, you could bring back a hand trap, you could bring back Aeolo, you can bring back Megalo. Typically you want whatever you bring back off this to stick around. So like if it's an Aeolo, you can tag it into Stego and then make a rank 4 with your normal summon Ovi. But now with the Carnovorus, you can also just bring this back, and it's 2,000. And if it sticks around when you normal summon your Ovi, you can use these 2 to go into a Synchro 10. And one that you can make, for example, is like a Chengying. And this card's like really good because you're banishing a lot of cards. Often it's going to be somewhere between like 10 to 15 cards banished on just your side alone. So this card can get up to potentially 4,500. In an ideal world, so that would be game with UCT. And then there's sometimes where you still have like Asteros in graveyard after your opponent's turn, and you can make this, and then this wouldn't get destroyed by your Asteros, like you could protect it. So it's something that could be pretty cool. But yeah, that's like mainly just what it does and some of the like different things that it lets you do on turn 3 potentially. But the main way it shines is during the combos to just make everything cleaner. And like I said, I'll show you guys 3 different combos in this video. So I'll just get right into that. So for combo number 1, I'm just going to be using just Stego. This is if you don't have anything to pop with this and you're going to be popping itself. So you're going to start off by normal summoning Stego, using its effect to pop itself. Dump your Misk from deck, which lets you summon up to level 4, so I'm going to summon these 4. Then you're going to use the Aeolo to tag out into the Stego engrave. And then from here you can use Stego and one of the Megalos to go into your Velveto, which this card doesn't do anything really. It's just a level 5 that you need to climb into the rest of your combo. And then from here you can use the Velveto and the Megalo to go into the Horned Brute. And then you can use the Aeolo to tag out into a Stego. And then you can use these two to go into your Astero. And this is going to set the Volcano from deck. Alright, so from here you can use your Misk Engrave. We're going to banish 4, so with this you usually want to just try to keep one of like everything. These are like the important ones you want to try to keep at all times, so you can just get rid of the extra ones here. And then summon you an Ovi, and then your Ovi can either add you another Ovi for turn 3 or a UCT. It just kind of depends. If you have a normal summon in your hand already, like you might have an Ovi already, you might have an extra Stego, whatever. But the UCT is safer to add since you don't have to worry about like your Ovi getting hand trapped or anything like that. But the Ovi is better to help get you extra damage. So usually you're probably going to want to get Ovi so you can actually end the game on turn 3, in my opinion. But from here, you're going to use the Volcano to pop the Astero. And then that's going to summon the final Megalo from your deck. So now you can use the Ovi to pop the Megalo and bring back the Horned Brute. And then your Megalo is going to trigger to dump an Astero. So now you have 2 Asteros in your graveyard. And then you can use these 2 to synchro into the final Astero. And then this can set you the impact if you're playing it. So just off the 1 Stego, you have 2 Asteros in graveyard set up already. You have the Summon Negate on field, and then when this goes to grave, it's going to be another nuke. You have the Impact, which is like the 4th nuke, and then the Volcano, which they potentially have to play around that as well. So it's pretty nice that you can just kind of, you know, get all the nukes in rotation just off the Stego, and it's done in a more clean way where you have all the Asteros already out of the extra deck, so you don't necessarily have to summon a tuner back off like your first Meteor, which can open you up to using something like a Fualos if you went first and opened it. A lot easier than you could do before, when you usually had to summon back a Megalo to get that 3rd nuke. So that's like the pretty, like just simple 1-card combo, like if you're playing more pure with like all the Jurrac spell traps or whatever. Just being able to make 2 Astero to get both of these onto the field is good. But that's it for the first combo. For the next combo, we will do Stego, but this time we'll have a card to pop with it. So this can come up a lot in the Ryugi build, for example, because you have like a Warzone that you can just pop, or any of your like Pendulum Scales, stuff like that. But for the sake, I'll just use the Warzone just to kind of be a free card. You can just pretend you open both of these and this got ashed or something. The combo works the same for this in the Ryugi build. Even if like this goes through and you have like the Misfa set up, you just have a Verudis in the extra monster zone, and then everything else would be the same. So you're going to use your Stego, and we're going to destroy your extra card. And we're going to do the same thing as before. Just going to dump the Misk, then summon 4 from deck. So it's going to be the same as last time. These 4. The cool thing about this combo and the last combo that I'm going to show you guys is both of them only use Aeolo's revive effect 1 time. So you can technically just summon 3 Megalos here and it wouldn't really affect anything. So there's definitely experimentation to be had to whether we can just get away with playing one Aolo or not. But I still think it could be risky to only play 4 level 1s. So I'm not too sure on that yet, but that's just something to keep in mind, that you don't technically need to in these combos. But from here, you can use the Stego and one of the Megalos to go into the Velveto again. And then you can use the Velveto and one of the Aolos to go into the Horned Brute. So the difference in this combo is you're going to use the Misk a little earlier this time around. So we're going to banish the Misk, the Velveto, one Aolo, one Megalo, to keep the Stego engraved just in case you need it later on. Then we're going to summon our Ovi, and then same thing, you can add another Ovi or add UCT. Just kind of depends, like I said. But from here, we're going to use the Oviraptor. We're going to pop the Megalo with this, but what we're going to do is Chainlink 2, use the Horn Brute to quick synchro. So what that's going to allow us to do is revive the Horn Brute off the Ovi. So Chainlink 2, we're going to quick synchro these two. It's going to resolve into this, and then your Ovi is going to pop the Megalo, bring back the Horn Brute. And then your Megalo is going to trigger to dump an Astero. So that just got you into, you know, your first Astero on the field, and then you're set up to make another one. If you're playing the Volcano, you can set that here. Another cool thing about this combo is you don't actually need to use the Volcano to get where you need to go. So this is something that you can do even if you decide to not play the Volcano in the main deck, which is something that we've been experimenting with. I'm deciding if we're going first. But yeah, from here, you can use the Aolo to tag out. Like I said, this is the only time you're doing it, so this combo works with only one Aolo as well. And then you can use these two to go into your second Astero, and then if you're playing the Impact, you can set that here. So it's the same exact board as the last one, except you have a second Astero on field instead of it being engraved, which, to be honest, doesn't really matter that much, because you're typically not going to be able to resolve both the summon negates and then all 3 nukes instead. So, or as well, I mean. But yeah, it can be nice potentially to have that just as an option instead. It doesn't really change too much, but it's just something to know that you can end on 2 of these. But yeah, the main thing is, like, when you have an extra card to pop, it does allow you to end on 2 of these, and you don't actually need to use the Volcano at all, which is, I think, the more important thing, along with the fact that you only needed to use Aolo's effect 1 time. So, like, you could potentially do this combo if you're just, you know, decide to only main deck 1 Aolo and not main deck the Volcano, for example, in like a hybrid build, like Ryugi, for example. But yeah, that's combo number 2. And the last one I wanted to show was just a Stego 1-card combo if you're not playing Volcano, and the same thing, only using the Aolo effect once. So, like, you technically wouldn't need that as well, but I just want to show that, like, it's definitely a conversation to be had when it comes to, like, not main decking the second copy of this and the Volcano in a hybrid version, like the Ryugi build, for example, which I think is probably the best version of the deck, personally. But so yeah, this one's gonna just be Stego with nothing to pop. So we're gonna use Stego, pop itself, do the same thing that we've been doing. Dump the Misk, summon 4. I'll do the 2 Aolos again, even though, like I said, this can just be a Megalo, since we're only going to be using the effect 1 time. So we're going to use the first Aolo, tag out into Stego, and then we're going to make our Velveto. And then you can use the Velveto the Aeolo to go into the Horn Brute. Then we're going to use our Misk. Finish 1, 2, 3, 4. Summon Ovi, same thing, search Conductor or another Ovi. And then you're going to use the Ovi to pop the Megalo. And that's going to revive the Aeolo. And then the Megalo is going to dump your first Astero. And then we're going to use these two to go into Astero. And like I said, for this combo, this is if you're opting to not play the Volcano. So we're not going to set anything off this. And then we're going to use the Aeolo for the first time to tag out into Megalo. And like I said, the second Aeolo could just be the third copy of Megalo and nothing changes at all. So this is like the bare bones combo if you decide to cut the extra bricks for like game 1, for example. So you still have your Astero on the field, which is the summon negate. You still have one set up in grave. And then when these get destroyed off that meteor, you're going to be able to dump the third Astero with this Megalo. So you'll still have your 3 nukes just off the 1-card Stego combo with no card to pop and not playing the Volcano and not needing the second Aeolo. So it's just good to know that you can still get to the 3 nukes while potentially cutting 2 bricks out of your deck just because like this card came out. So I think it's just something that's worth just knowing for sure. I'm not sure if there's any other important like combos I really missed with this that like this card enables, but I think these are like the main ones, whether you're playing Pure or Ryugi, that kind of just, they work the same pretty much. Like I said, you just might have like a Varudris in your extra monster zone or whatever if you're playing the Ryugi build. And then there's some times in that build where you can make it in the main monster zone and then make it so you can float into your like continuous spell and traps, but that'll be for like a separate video. I'm just kind of going over like just what the Jurrac stuff does in this one, but that's gonna be it. I'm glad this card finally got imported. We didn't need to wait super long to get it, thankfully, and I do think this card is a massive boost to the Jurrac deck, as I hope I showcased in this video, how it just makes everything a little easier. But yeah, that's gonna be it. I'll be doing Jurrac profiles throughout the week, but this is the first kind of post dude video. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.